Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm back again, this time recording with my own computer I got on the internet. Plus, I'm manic with my shaved eyebrows. Anyways, another video essay for today. Something to calm me down as I prepare for a big storm ahead. Out here in Louisiana, there is basically no hope, and I have that faith in me, and it's very scary knowing that I come from a background where something like this is not promoted. So I wanted to make another video essay because I'm just another regular bored girl on the internet. So back on the video about the identity crisis and the race theory thing. So yeah, we all get that internet culture has allowed us to be has allowed racial equality to be normalized, as in a sarcastic way or as a joke. It's like, let's be FFR. We are all very aware that you wake up with these certain ethnic features as a person of color, or different skin tone, different to Eurocentric standards, so we're not just gonna act like Nicole and Cole are actually of the same, race. I'm trying to find good lighting up in here. So, I'm just a regular girl who scrolls on the internet. I'm just like any regular teenager or young adult. Hi, Marcella. I remember I had this moment in my life where I was extremely obsessed with South Park, and I would binge watch it, and she'd make fun of me because I actually did start to sound like the characters, but I don't need that right now. I understand that most of you think that I have like ADHD or knee deep inside the disassociation pool. My pronunciation is not that good, but I still try my best. And like all that brain rot, but I think that we haven't gotten to, as in globally, not all teenagers have gotten to the stage where they're just completely zombie-like and unaware of what is going on in society right now due to the overconsumption, intentional, of entertainment media mostly. So let's get back on track. An identity crisis, but actually fully of a certain race. It's like me waking up one day and just saying, I'm RCTA, I am transracial, and I now identify as white because I have an identity crisis. Why do some people wake up a certain day of a certain race they are biologically or by heritage, but still struggle with their racial identity? How don't you feel accepted by your own racial or cultural community? Are you ashamed of yourself? Have you been stereotyped? Have you been thought to self-hate yourself so much to the point where you feel like the Eurocentric standard is where it's at, and you'd rather die than to wake up in the beautiful as the beautiful person that you are right now. I understand that most people who turn out that way grew up in an environment where their race was misunderstood or stereotyped and were taught self-hate as well by the previous generation. So they just feel caught between different cultures or social expectations and wrestle extremely with internalized biases due to gender or class. So basically, an identity crisis is more about the experience and meaning of that identity rather than the biological or factual aspects of being fully a certain race. It's normal and common. I actually have seen that in myself, and whilst I was being raised with grandma back home, how she went about it was she made me realize how you are actually hyper aware and you should continue to be of each decision you make. So I could have easily betrayed my roots and chosen to have whitewashed myself, because you actually consciously make every decision and you are aware of that. Practically, my experience of seeing the transracial thing going on right now evokes a complex emotional response that I'm still processing, and I've constantly been experiencing a profound cognitive dissonance. So back to the topic, I hate using I hate using examples because of my irrelevance right now, but it evokes a visceral sense of revulsion and cognitive dissonance that your sense of identity is stripped off you, or you are self-aware and make a decision to re-identify yourself by saying you're a stupid transracial and pick a race of choice. And it's very rare to hear them pick Eurocentrist standards sometimes, because the media has majorly portrayed exotism, but that was mostly, let's say, back in the early 2000s, where it would be cool to be like, let's pick the queen of rap, for example. Or is that going too far? She's gonna come from my neck. But it's like, I don't know, let's pick any example of media, because I was just recently watching her rants that were going on, so that's all I can think about right now. But you pick someone and it's like that person is of maybe Asian and black heritage, and they're thought to be Eurocentrized or to basically exoticize their self for the fetish of mostly the white man. So yeah, I was a little bit unsettled by it, to the point where I feel like I actually had to make a video. And let's not get to the part where people of mixed race have this advanced sense I'm sorry people have this extreme superiority complex due to the drop of Caucasian, which is in their blood. And it doesn't make sense to me, but I understand that as well, that people who were thought to be, hope it isn't my dad, thought to be like that. They were like basically thought that being whiter meant you were right, you were good, and being darker meant you were evil, according to classist ideology. and it's a subconscious ideology of racial ascendancy. Throughout my 18 years of living, especially knowing well that that Eileen, back in high school, or if you knew me back in elementary or back home when I went to school with you, I've always been pretty much hyper aware when I wasn't being a joke most of the time. And aware of my ethnicity, that I was African, I was black, I was Ghanaian, up until the media interruption, which is a canon event for every child, to almost go into this psychosis-like mode of having an identity crisis and wanting to be another race, which is considered a superior race. And it's quietly discriminatory, and I'm, what in the hell? As the only child and observer that I am, with my discernment, I've openly seen it in kids, and then tweens, and then people who are my own age mates realize, and then before you realize it is too late to save them from the brainwashing and that mindset, I am armed with discernment, and I've watched it unfold in real life several times. So practically, I'm just gonna take a bimbo break, even though I haven't evolved that much. And this autistic, degenerate pot-belly POS I live with in this weird poverty-stricken state told me, he did not say anything, but walked in on me whilst I was clearly butt naked in the bathroom, intentionally. And I felt really violated, and I felt like I could have vomited. Like I just wanted to die, because being violated like that left me feeling flustered, and not in a way that you think, but in a more traumatized way. And my brain was trying to rationalize it, and my nervous system still trying to protect me, So I might disassociate for the rest of the day because I have a doctor's appointment, and I'm just also going to constantly be thinking about the fact that my dad thinks I'm a slut, but I'm a patient slut. And so patient, like they always reference me to the President Kufuor. My pronunciation is on 10 because I be homesick, but I never let that part of me back home, go away. And if you want to know anything about Ghana, basically President John Ejekun Kufuor, the late President John Ejekun Kufuor, from 2001 to 2009, was popularly named the Gentle Giant because of his calm, collected, and dignified leadership style. I know this is lame, and this is not so bimbofied of me, but I feel like a lot of bimbos have evolved to the point of not being brain dead and throwing up pink glitter all the time. So yeah, that's practically it. That is all I have for today. this is the only thing my dumb self could give. And the shadow on my face looks like a stick bug, which is kind of funny. And I would just like to show you around here. Computer lighting sucks ass. I could have bought an Apple laptop instead, but I was trying to replace this computer my mom bought for me. So this is what I ended up with, and this is probably the only part of the house where I could get some sunlight. I think it did rain yesterday, so that would be it. Bye. The sun is really bright, by the way. Bye.